welcome to another lawnfawn video. Today we are so excited to be introducing our brand new stamp set, Frosty Family, its coordinating dies, and its coordinating coloring stencils. We're also going to be introducing the Frosty Family add-on, which also has coordinating dies and coordinating coloring stencils. These sets work so great together, and I can't wait to show you how they all mix and match. So let's go ahead and check it out. First, we're going to take a look at Frosty Family, which helps you build your own Snowman family. So here we have two different sizes of snowmen. And the cool thing about the faces is that you'll see that the base of the stamp has the same little curve as the snowman's face. So all you need to do is just line it up with the snowman and your face will be in perfect placement. So we're going to ink up that face, we're going to line those curved edges up in that straight line with the neck of the snowman, and now we can stamp the face of the snowman. What's fun is all these faces are mix and matchable, so you can use either one of the faces on either one of the snowmen. So you can have them looking at each other. They have different styles of eyes too, so there's so many cute and fun ways to mix and match those. We also have some cute rosy cheeks that you can stamp on them as well. Then we have these separate individual carrot noses, and I'll show you how we can layer those in a cool way in just a little bit. Now here's a smaller size snowman. We have two little small ones that can be kind of like cute little kids, or smaller snowmen if you need smaller snowmen for the design of your card. And their little faces work in the same way. You can see the curved edges on the stamp are going to line up with the curve of the snowman's face so that you can get the face in perfect placement. And of course these faces are mix and matchable as well, so that you can have them facing in different directions and have different styles of eyes and smileys too. And then of course we have rosy cheeks for those as well. We also have a tiny little baby snowman that's already pre-built, which is super, super cute. Here we have some cute accessories for them. So we have this top hat and then like a cute little snow hat or beanie. And we have a Santa hat too. So these guys are great for winter and also great for the holidays. There's a cute little scarf that you can layer on the bigger snowmen, and of course a smaller scarf for the smaller snowmen. And then we have their little buttons that you can add right onto them. So you just layer it right onto the snowman just like that, and you can decorate him with the cute little buttons. And then we have a set of 2 buttons for the smaller snowmen, and you can use the 3 buttons on the big ones and the 2 buttons. You can mix and match them on the different snowmen depending on what's good for your card. We also have a tiny little snow hat for the smaller snowmen. And then we have some snowman arms in different sizes. So you'll see here we got all these different sizes so that you can mix and match them on the different snowmen. There's some cute little phrases in this set. We have "brr" and "let it snow," which is perfect for the snowmen. We also have "you're so cool," which is so much fun. And then we have some great mix and match sentiments. So we have "happy holidays," or you can also mix and match it and have it say "happy winter." And of course, an exclamation point that you can add to the ends of the phrases. Now I'm going to be using my markers to add some color to these adorable images, but we're going to be showing you the coloring stencils in just a little bit. And for these snowman, what I like to do is take a light turquoise marker and just line the inside of the snowman there, just like that. Then I blend it out with a really light one, and then I use the colorless blender to kind of blend it out into nothing. And I really love that little glow that it gives them. Of course, you can leave the snowman plain too, or you can also do things like use a warm gray on them, which looks really, really good too. So the plain snowmen look incredible. I love the idea of adding the turquoise along the inside edge, and you can do the same thing with a warm gray marker too. I'm going to add some orange for their noses, and then I'm going to give them some rosy cheeks. And I like to take a light pink marker and add a little circle, and then I take an even lighter pink marker to kind of blend it out and make it look like a little bit blurry on the edges. I just think that looks really cute on the snowmen. It just looks adorable. Now here I've got the cute little buttons. I'm going to add some cool grays to those, and then I'm going to use those same grays to color in the top hat. I like using markers I already have out because then I know that all of my images are going to look really nice on my card because the colors are going to coordinate together. Now next I'm going to take out some reds, and I'm going to color in everything that I plan to color in red. Once I have my red markers out, I might as well color in all of the different red things. So I've got the red snow hat, the red band on the top hat, the red Santa hat, and I love that you can mix and match colors in different ways. You can do wintry blues and purples. You can do traditional red and greens for Christmas. I like that you can take this stamp set all throughout the season, whether it's the holidays or a winter card or even a "you're so cool" thank you card. These snowman are just adorable. Now here I'm bringing in a darker turquoise, which I just think looks so cute. I love the turquoise and the red together. It's such a fun color combo. And I'm going to add these markers to the snow hat and to the scarf. And so I love that you can just really mix and match. I also like the idea of stamping the scarf on pattern paper and doing some paper piecing so that it looks like a printed scarf. I think that would be so cute too. To the white areas of the hat, I'm using some warm grays just to give them a little bit of detail so they're just not plain, and I think it really makes the whole thing look kind of three-dimensional just by adding that little bit of warm gray in the edges. And then we'll use some browns for their cute little stick arms, which is just adorable. Now it's time to take a look at the Frosty Family add-on stamp set, which is such a cute companion to Frosty Family because it has the most adorable little snow pets. It has a cute little snow dog and a snow cat. It also has another little baby snowman. And then it has some accessories that you can mix and match with the Frosty Family stamp set. It has a Santa hat that's pointing in the different direction, and it has a small little Santa hat too for the smaller snowmen. It also has a small little top hat, which I think is just absolutely adorable. And then it has a scarf going in the other direction too. And this makes it easier to mix and match all of your accessories so they look really great on your card. We also have a tiny scarf, and then we have a larger sized arm so you can mix and match all of the different size arms depending on the look you're going for with your snowman. We have these cute little flowers which are really fun to add onto the little top hat. And then we have a cute little heart and then some other little faces so that it gives you lots of different options for mixing and matching your faces on your snowman. We have some cute tiny phrases as well in this stamp set. So we have "We love you snow much," "Have a cool Christmas," "You make me snow happy," and "Happy holidays." We also have "woof" and "meow" for the dog and the cat, which are just so cute. I love them so much. And then we have the phrase "from the whole family," which is so perfect because the idea of this stamp set is to be able to create your own little snowman family. And so that little phrase is just perfect for that. So for these snow pets and our other little snowman baby, we're going to be doing the same technique with the light turquoise marker that we're going to blend out into nothing towards the center of the snowman, and you'll see it gives them just this beautiful little glow. We're going to add some color to the collar of the little dog, and then we're going to take that same red and add it to some of the other accessories. And then we'll also, of course, add a little gold there to his little tag on his collar. Now I'm bringing in some purples because I love the idea of using purples and blues to create a really wintry card with these snowmen. So I've got some purples there on the top hat and onto the Santa hat, which I think is really fun. And we're going to bring in some bright blues for the scarf. And so you can see how you can really mix and match different colors to create the perfect look for your adorable snowmen. And we're going to be showing you how to use these snowmen in a lot of different ways in this video too. For the white details on the Santa hat this time, I decided to use some of that light turquoise. And then on the smaller Santa hat, I used some warm grays. So you can kind of see the difference between the two, and both look awesome. It's just whatever look you're going for on your card. Now I'm adding some color to those flowers, which once again are such a cute decoration for the top hats. And then of course some browns for those little stick arms. And here is a look at the two sets together. I love that you can mix and match all of these elements to create your perfect Frosty family. These are the coordinating dies for Frosty Family, which you can break apart at the tabs or use your wire snips to separate. We're going to line them up with our stamped images, hold it in place with some low-tack tape, run it through the die cut machine, and we'll have perfectly cut out images every time. And here is a look at all of the images in Frosty Family, and I just love how many mix and match elements there are. So I'm going to go ahead and start mixing and matching these all together. All of those larger accessories can be mixed and matched on either one of the larger snowmen, and then the smaller accessories can be mixed and matched on either one of the smaller snowmen. And then of course that little tiny baby is already built with his cute little snow hat. And here you can see how you can just mix and match those elements. You can have them with the arms or without the arms, and you can move the arms around so that they're doing different things, like they could be holding something, they can be waving high, they could be throwing snowballs. There's so many cute and different things that they can do. Here you can see I'm bringing that snowman closer so it looks like he's putting his arms around her, which I think is just adorable. And then you can also have them hold things. So here she can be holding the little baby snowman, which is so cute for creating your own little Frosty family. To me, this is just so much fun for holiday cards because you can make one featuring your family. And I'm going to do that in just a little bit in this video. And then the next thing I wanted to show you was how to use those individual carrot noses. So this helps you create a little snowman that's kind of looking down. So you can take that scarf and you kind of shift it up, cover up the mouth, and then you can take that little carrot nose and layer it right over top of the other nose that's already stamped there. And now it looks like he's looking down, which is, I think, so super cute, especially if you put the little kids right underneath. So he's looking down at his little kid snowman, which is adorable. And now you can see how I'm layering all the pieces to create my own little snowman family. So this one has 3 kids, which is so cute. You also have those little buttons, which you can die cut versus stamping directly onto the snowman, which I think is really fun depending on the look you're going for. And then all of those different arms that we can mix and match, putting them in different positions so that it looks like the snowmen are doing different things in this little snow family. I mean, look at that. It's just so cute. Now here we have the Frosty Family add-on and all of the images that are in this set. So we've got the cute little pets, another little baby, and then some accessories that we can once again mix and match with Frosty Family. And so here you can see how we can layer those elements onto the snowmen from Frosty Family. And then of course you can bring in the other accessories from the original Frosty Family set. And now you can have Santa hats facing in opposite directions or scarves facing in opposite directions. You can add those cute little flowers onto the top hats, which I think is such an adorable look and so much fun. And this gives you more options to make your family. So I could make one with my husband, myself, my son, and my dog. And I think that is just so cute. Look at this little snowman family. I mean, it's just adorable. And then of course you can add all of the cute little elements onto them, and that brings in your pops of color, which you can coordinate to your pattern paper or use your favorite colors. I mean, it's just so cute and so much fun. Now that we've played around with all of these die cuts, it's time to take a look at these coloring stencils. So this coloring stencil set has 2 stencils, and they've been sized to 4x6, so they're the exact size of your stamp set, so it makes it really easy to store them together. And all you need to do is just line them up with your stamped images. They have these gorgeous etched guidelines so that it's really easy to line them up. And for the snowman, what I like to do is use a very light turquoise ink. I used some kiddie pool ink, and I just added a little bit of glow to the snowman, kind of like what we did with the marker. Then I'm adding some color to the carrot nose, and then of course to those cute little buttons. And now I'm going to add some color to this scarf. And for this scarf, I'm starting out with a light purple. This is some fresh lavender. And then I'm going to bring in a darker purple, in this case grape jelly, to add a little bit of highlight. So you can just use one color, just like this, or you can bring in the second color to add a little bit more shadow. So it's really up to you. Both look absolutely amazing, and it just depends on the look you're going for your card. I really love coloring stencils for holiday cards in particular, because if I was making a lot of Snowman Family for my holiday cards, I could easily color them in with the stencils really, really quickly, which I just love. There you can see how beautiful the Santa hat looks. I just used one shade of red, and I just did it a little bit darker on one side, a little bit lighter on the other, and it really gives it a nice shadow. Here I'm adding a little bit of light gray to the white parts of the hat just to give them a little extra dimension. And then I'm going to bring in my pink marker to add some rosy cheeks to the snowman. So I like that you can do a mixture of coloring stencils and also markers depending on whatever look you're going for. And you can see just how beautiful these look. The stenciling just gives it such a soft, gorgeous look that's so beautiful. We also have coloring stencils for the Frosty Family add-on, and this is also a set of 2, but they're sized to 4 by 3 inches so that they fit perfectly behind the size of this smaller stamp set, so it makes it really easy to store them. And of course, the stencils for Frosty Family and the add-on have all of the images in the set. I'm just demoing a couple of the images here. And just like we did with the snowmen, for the snow pets, we're going to do the same thing with our really light turquoise ink, just adding a little bit of glow to them. So I'm just going kind of just to the outside edges and leaving it white towards the center. And so you can see just how cute these guys are turning out. Now next I'm going to add some detail to the dog's collar. So I'm going to use some red ink there for the collar to give it a nice pop. And then for the little tag that's hanging down, I used some number 2 pencil. Then here we can go in with some hippo ink and create the cute little top hat. And just like we did with the markers, I'm going darker towards the outside and lighter towards the center so that it gives it kind of the look of a rounded hat, which I think looks really nice. Like it's a little bit worn in the middle too. And then for the band, I could bring in any color. I'm going to bring in a turquoise here, which is just going to be so beautiful. I think that nice pop of turquoise just makes me smile. And then here we can just add some brown with some dough ink right onto the arms. And so you can see how quick and easy the stencils make it to color in these images, and it's so much fun to do. I just love shifting the stencil and lining it up and coloring it in. There's something just so much fun about it. And here you can see just how cute those little snow pets look, and the hat and the arms. And I love that you can stencil the images from both of the sets so that you can build your perfect little Frosty family. Now it's time to start creating with this stamp set, and I wanted to make a very wintry card. So we're going to start out with some wintry colors here. We're going to use speckled egg, shaded lilac, and broken china. And I'm just bringing in splotches of the colors all around to make this kind of very wintry, blustery feeling background. And right now I am recreating a gorgeous card by Audrey, so thank you so much, Audrey. So there I've had some of the shaded lilac, and now we're going to bring in the broken china and kind of fill in those different areas and brighten it up just a little bit because I wanted it to be just a little bit brighter in the background. And you can see I'm just kind of going back and forth between all of these colors so that where they overlap, you get kind of this cool blue shade. And I'm just going to kind of keep going back and forth so that it really blends it. It's okay that it's a little bit splotchy looking because I kind of like that for this blustery background, and we're going to be spraying some water on it too. But the first thing we're going to do is die cut it with this stitch snowflake backdrop, which is so gorgeous. So we're going to run that through the die cut machine. And now you can see we have this beautiful stitched snowflake detail on that background. Now I'm going to take a spray bottle with water and I'm going to spray it generously with the water and then pick up the water with my paper towel. You can see I kept spraying and spraying, and I went closer in some areas to get bigger spots because I really wanted that kind of blustery, snowy feel to the background. And you'll see that by adding all that water, it really helped all of those different colors blend together. Now here I've gone ahead and die cut a piece of white cardstock with the largest stitch rectangle, which is 5.5 by 4.25, so that the size matches my stitch snowflake backdrop. And then we're going to die cut this piece here with a simple stitched hillside border to create a little snowy hill for our scene. Then I'll just add some adhesive to the back of that hill and we can layer that right on there, and that's already looking so beautiful. Then next, we're going to take out the Frosty Family and the Frosty Family add-on stamp sets. And I went ahead and stamped and colored and die cut a bunch of these images. And for the accessories, I did them all in purples and blues to go along with this kind of wintry feel. And so now I'm going to start decorating my snowmen. And that's what's just so much fun, is like adding all these little accessories. It almost feels like you're playing paper dolls. So I'm going to add the little snow hat tilted off to the side a little bit, which I think looks really cute. And then we'll add all of these different scarves onto them as well. I just think this is just so much fun. I don't know what it is. It just makes me smile. So here we're going to add our little snow hat to this one, and now we can start decorating all of the kids to match. So we've got some blue scarves and purple scarves to go along with this beautiful scene that we've created. Next, I wanted their scarves to have a little extra detail, so I'm taking out a white gel pen and I'm just adding some little polka dots onto the scarves. You could add little stripes as well, and later on in the video, Shari is going to add some stripes onto the scarves to help create kind of like a colorful scarf, so there's a lot of fun things you can do with these scarves. I'm also really excited about stamping them onto pattern paper to create pattern paper scarves too. I think that would be just so cute. I'm going to add some rosy cheeks and then some little white dots onto their rosy cheeks and then some white details onto their hats and things like that, just to kind of bring in all these cute little white gel pen details into the card. Now here we have this snow flurries backdrop. I'm going to take some of those snowflakes and then some snowflakes from our mini snowflake dies and die cut those from some white cardstock. Then I'll add some liquid glue to the back of the snowflakes using the glue tube and then layer them into this scene, which is just going to look so beautiful. I layered one of the snowflakes kind of off the edge of the card to make it feel like maybe the snow background just kind of keeps going and going, and then we can just trim off any of that excess, and I think that looks really cool too. Then I went ahead and added foam squares to the back of everything so that it all has a nice pop. So we kind of have our snowy background really in the background. And now we can start to layer this cute little snow family into the scene. And it just brings the whole thing together. Isn't that so pretty? So now we're going to add the cute little snow pets in. And then I realized I forgot to add color to his little collar. So I'm going to go ahead and add the purples and blues onto his collar so that he coordinates with everyone else and give him some little white gel pen details as well. Now here I'm going to take this stitched wavy banner and I'm going to bring out an oldie buddy goodie, which is these winter wavy sayings. And I love these because they're curved to perfectly fit our wavy banners. And so we're going to stamp out winter wishes. And I just love the stitch detail because it goes so nicely with that stitched snowflake background that we created. And we'll add some foam squares to the back of that and then layer that onto the card. Then the next thing that this card needs is, well, just some more snow, right? So I have these cute little kind of like glowy diamondy details, and I'm going to add some liquid glue behind those and layer those into the scene. And then we're going to do something kind of fun. So there is a brand new die and it's called Sequin Mix. And I love it because it has 3 different sizes of 3 different styles of sequins: hearts, stars, and circles. Here I have a piece of acetate and I'm going to die cut those circle ones in all 3 sizes out of the acetate to create my own clear sequins. And the reason I love this is I often can't find the exact size of sequin that I need. So now I can just create the perfect size for my card. So I went ahead and die cut a bunch of those, and now I can start to layer them onto my scene. The other thing that's really great about the Sequin Mix dies is you could die cut them from pattern paper, glitter cardstock, metallic cardstock, colored cardstock, so that you can create your perfect little embellishments for your card. And so all I'm doing is adding a little drop of glue and then layering the sequin on top. And this glue dries clear, so you can easily do that and you'll never see the glue behind it, which is so awesome. So you can see I'm just layering them into the scene, and it just adds this beautiful, sparkly, clear detail that I think is just absolutely gorgeous. I mean, look at that. Isn't that just beautiful? Oh, I love it so much. Now, the next thing this card needs is more sparkle. So I channeled my inner Shari and I brought out my stickles, and I added little drops of stickles into the sky and onto some of those clear sequins. And then I'm going along the inner edge of the snowman, everywhere where I use that turquoise marker, that light turquoise that we did on them. And I'm going to go ahead and just add that stickles all over to help them be super, super sparkly. Another thing that you could do would be to use a quickly glue pen and then use some Prisma glitter and dip the snowmen into that to have a beautiful glittery look as well. So I love that there's so many different ways to add sparkle to these snowmen, but there's something about the sparkle that makes it feel extra special and perfect for winter. Next, I added another sequin. I couldn't help myself, and you'll see I'm going to add some more after I put it on this card base, but this is a standard size card base. I'm going to add some adhesive onto that, and then I can layer this whole scene on top. And then I'm going to go ahead and take some more little pieces and layer them into the sky. I thought the top part of the sky looked a little bit plain compared to the bottom, so I'm going to add in a more of those little kind of like white die cut little sparkles, and then also a couple more sequins too. And I think that just kind of helps fill in the top a little bit. And now this card is all done. It's the perfect wintry sky. I love the blues and the purples. It's so pretty. And all of that sparkle, those clear sequins that we created, look absolutely amazing. You can see I just kind of keep playing with it in the light because it just makes me so happy to see all of these fun and beautiful sparkles on this card. So for my next card, I'm going to be creating my snow family. So myself, my husband Mike, my son Miles, and my dog Mo. So I went ahead and stamped them in with their cute little faces, and then I used some of the accessories from both Frosty Family and the add-on so that I could have the Santa hats and scarves going in different directions. And we're going to be creating a picture-perfect family here. We're going to be using one of my favorites, an oldie but a goodie, a die called Say Cheese Again, which is a little Polaroid die. So once I add everyone's accessories, I'm giving everyone scarves. Everyone's got cute little hats with lots of pops of red, which I think is so much fun. We're going to die cut that Say Cheese Again die. And so I've gone ahead and die cut that out of some white cardstock. And I also trimmed some Starry Skies paper to fit behind there. That's going to be our little beautiful sparkling sky behind our picture perfect family scene. So for these snowmen, I'm adding some tape runner to the back, and then I'm going to put a foam square just behind their heads so that their bodies are flat, but their heads are kind of popped up, which I think is going to look really cute in this Polaroid frame. Then I'm going to start layering them onto this piece. So I've got Mike, myself, and then I'm going to have Miles kind of peeking out from behind us, which I thought would look really, really cute. He was always kind of in the middle when we take our selfies together. And then, of course, my dog Mo. And then for this frame, I thought it would be fun to have the Santa hats peeking outside of the frame. So I'm going to tuck that frame behind both of the Santa hats there, and then use the frame as a placement guide for how I'm going to add Mo, because I'm going to use that little snowman arm to hold on to my dog Mo. So it looks like I'm holding her, which I think is really, really cute. And then, of course, we're going to take the other little snowman arm and then layer that behind right on to Mike. So now you can see how we're creating our own little snowman family. Then I had to take off the frame and actually add adhesive to it so that it makes sure it sticks to the background. And so once again, I'm going to pop those little snowman hats on the outside edge and then just layer that so that it's in perfect placement. And this little Polaroid, I mean, look at this. Is that not just the cutest thing? Now the snowmen kind of lined up with the white Polaroid, and there wasn't a blue edge there because I had added that blue edge all the way around them. So any of the snowmen that lined up with the edge of the Polaroid, I just went in with my light blue marker and added that little color there so that they would really pop out from the frame, and I think that looks really nice. Now here, I'm taking out one of my favorite new stamp sets, which is Henry's Build a Sentiment Winter, and it has all these sentiments that you can mix and match to create your perfect phrase for winter, holidays, all sorts of different things. And so here you can see it kind of works like almost like those old magnetic poetries. You can mix and match them to create your perfect phrase. They're all on the same size block, so you can easily line them up. I also brought out the new Henry's Build a Sentiment family for the word family. There's all sorts of different family names, whether it's grandma, grandpa, etc. And so here I can now stamp from our family to yours, which is going to be so cute for this holiday card. I mean, look at this. Oh, it just makes me smile so much. So now we need a background for this. I'm going to take some of that new candy cane lane paper and die cut that with the largest of the stitch rectangles. It has a gold foil pinstripe, which is going to look really good with those gold foil stars. I also went ahead and die cut another one of those Say Cheese Again Polaroid frames, and I'm going to layer it behind so that it looks like a bunch of Polaroids were stacked up and tacked to the wall. So there you can see I'm just kind of layering them just like this so that it just peeks out just a little bit from behind it. And then we can add some adhesive to the back of the whole thing and layer that onto the panel. But I really wanted it to look like how you would maybe take a Polaroid and tack it up to your fridge. And so I'm going to take a piece of this new Santa and Friends washi tape, and I'm going to put the washi tape at the top so that it looks like I used washi tape to tack up my family selfie. I just think, oh my gosh, I mean, look at this. Isn't that cute? Oh, it makes me smile so much. So this card looks so cute just like this, but I thought it would be fun to turn it into a Swivel Surprise card because I love making these so much and I just can't stop. And so here I have this beautiful bokeh paper, and I'm going to make this into my card base here. So I've gone ahead and scored it so that it's going to be 5.5 by 4.25, and it's going to be a side fold card. And so this panel is going to go on top and the Swivel Surprise is going to go on the inside. But before we work on the Swivel Surprise, I wanted to do some hot foiling. So here I have my glimmer machine, and you can see that green light is on. I'm going to add my foil plate on there. This is my foiled sentiment Merry Christmas, and press that timer button, and it's going to flash for about a minute. And once it's solid, you can take your foil and place it face down, and then you can add a little piece of cardstock right on top of that. And then the machine comes with these 2 plates, and you're going to layer those on top and take the whole thing out and run it through the die cut machine. We did that off camera. And then this is going to give a beautiful foiled impression. And look at this. Isn't that gorgeous with the gold foil that's going to match the gold foil that we had on the front of the card? So I'm going to set that aside for now, and now we're going to start working on the Swivel Surprise. So here is that card base that we just created with the bokeh paper, and then here is my Swivel Surprise mechanism. And the die creates all of these score lines for you, and so we're going to fold back along all of those score lines and use a bone folder to reinforce them. And if you've never made a Swivel Surprise card before, make sure to check out our intro video. We'll link it in the description below. So now that we've folded along all of those score lines, we can go ahead and take our index fingers and bring them to that center point right there, and we're going to press in. And you'll see as you press in, the whole thing naturally collapses and forms this cool shape like that. So let's go ahead and try that again. We're going to push our index fingers right into that center. The whole thing's going to collapse, and now your mechanism is going to look like this. Now we're going to take it and flip it over, and you'll see that on the back there's kind of like this little rectangle shape right underneath that score line. We're going to be adding some 1/4-inch double-sided tape to that rectangle piece, and I like to add 2 pieces of tape so that the whole thing is covered. Then we can go ahead and peel up that liner paper so that the adhesive is exposed. Then I'm going to bring that card base back in. We're going to take this piece and we're going to flip it over. And then what you're going to do is take that piece right there and we're going to butt it up into the inside fold of the card, just like that, in the center. And you can just kind of eyeball it. Once you have that lined up, you can just press down. And then what I like to do is pull on that tab, and you'll see there's this great little pop. That's how you know you have started your Swivel Surprise mechanism. So now we need to work on all the pieces that are going to be attached to the Swivel Surprise. So there's this ring piece here, and I'm going to die cut that from some of that same beautiful starry size paper that we used on the front. And then I'm going to die cut it again out of some white cardstock, and that's going to give me the little center circle. It gives you a ring and a center circle, and in this case I wanted the center circle to be white. Then remember that foiled piece that we did earlier? We're going to die cut that with the main circle here, so we're just going to line it up with that. And I love that on the Swivel Surprise mechanism, these foiled sentiments are a perfect fit for that main circle piece. Then we're going to bring back Henry's Build a Sentiment Winter that we used on the front of the card, and we're going to spell out the rest of this kind of custom sentiment. We're going to spell out "and a Happy New Year." And all of these phrases, again, they have the same size rectangular base, so they're really easy to line up together. So there you can see I lined up Happy New Year, and I'm just going to stack the "anda" on top and pick it up with my block, and then I'm going to stamp it in some lobster ink to bring in the red from the accessories that we have on the front of the card. Now, another really cool thing about the Swivel Surprise is that it coordinates really well with Magic Iris add-ons. So this is the Magic Iris Snowflake add-on. We're going to die cut that from some gold metallic cardstock, and here you're going to see that it lines up perfectly with that ring. So I'm going to flip it over and add some liquid glue, and I'm adding liquid glue only to the snowflakes, not to that kind of inner circle, because that circle is actually going to be in the center. You'll see here, it doesn't actually line up with any of the pattern paper, and that's totally okay because we're not going to see that part there. So we added some liquid glue, and now we have these beautiful snowflakes on top of that gorgeous navy starry skies paper. Now it's time to bring this piece back. Now, normally I add this smaller circle first, but it's going to be a little bit hard to add it because I need it to be lined up perfectly so that the "and a Happy New Year" doesn't get covered up. So I'm actually going to add the ring on first, and it's totally okay to do it this way. So here I'm going to add some adhesive onto that bottom hook piece. We're going to take that piece and thread it through the center of the ring. And then we're just going to line it up with that bottom hook piece. It's the exact size of the ring, so once it's covered up, you know it's in perfect placement and we can press that down. And then I like to push and pull the mechanism to make sure everything is spinning, and it looks so cool with that Magic Iris Snowflake add-on onto it. Now we can work with that butter knife piece because we have that ring in perfect placement. We'll know exactly where to place this piece. So we're going to add some adhesive there to that kind of knife section of the butter knife. And then here I'm going to layer this circle on, and it's going to end up lining up exactly with the curve of the knife is going to line up with the curve of that circle. And now we can place the phrase "and a Happy New Year" in perfect placement behind that ring, just like that. And I love that that's going to kind of peek out "Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year." And now again, we can push and pull the mechanism and make sure that it's working. Now next we're going to work with this tiny little connector piece. It has a little score line there. We're going to fold up along that score line, and then I like to use my bone folder to reinforce it. And you'll see that it's going to look kind of like a little seat, just like that. Now you'll notice there's a little embossed X on our mechanism and an embossed X on the connector piece. I'm going to add a drop of glue onto my connector piece, just like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and take this little connector piece and we're going to line up those two little X's. I kind of think X marks the spot. Once we line those up, we're just going to press down and let that glue dry. So I kind of hold that in place and really make sure that glue is nice and dry. Then I'm going to fold up that little folded piece there, and we're going to add some 1/4 inch double-sided adhesive tape to the back of that piece, just like that. Then we can peel up that liner paper. And then we'll take that main circle that has the foiled sentiment, and we're going to layer that right on top, and then just center it onto our ring and press down to secure it in place. Then I'm going to push in on the mechanism, and we're going to be adding some more 1/4 inch tape there to the left side of that score line. So we're going to add it right onto that rectangle there. I like to add 2 pieces of tape so that the whole thing is covered. Then we can go ahead and remove the liner paper, and then all we have to do is close the card shut, and that's going to secure the whole mechanism in place. When I close the card, I always like to press down to make sure that adhesive is really nicely attached to the card. And then as we open it up, you can see that beautiful spin. Now I wanted to add some decoration there to the part of the mechanism, that white part of the mechanism. So I cut a piece of paper that's the same as my pattern paper, and I cut it to 1.5 by 1 inches, added some tape runner to that, and you can just layer it right over top to decorate it. I could have done it in the navy or in that beautiful bokeh paper, but I thought the bokeh would be really nice. Now here I'm taking some of that same candy cane lane paper that we used on the front, and I've trimmed it down to be 7/8 of an inch tall, and it's the length of my card. So it's 8.5 inches, and we're just going to score right here at 4.25. And so this piece is going to go all along the bottom of my card because I wanted to bring that red stripe from the front so that the front and the inside coordinated a little bit better. So now I'm going to add some adhesive to the back of that, and because it's got the score line, I can just line up the score line, and then the whole thing is just going to attach right there. And so I just love that the pattern paper kind of fills in this whole base. It feels so magical and wintry and just gorgeous. And so now I'm just going to close that and press down and make sure everything's nice and secure, and now it has that gorgeous pop of red. And of course, because we have all the little snowmen on the front, I thought it would be fun to put a little snowman on the inside too. So I went ahead and gave him a red Santa hat, and then I gave him a little navy scarf to go along with the navy that we used on that paper. I just thought that was a fun little touch for the guy that's on the inside, and I'm just going to layer him right there on the bottom corner of the card. Then the next thing that we need to do is add our cute little Polaroid scene to the front. So, oh my gosh, every time I see that Polaroid, I just smile. It's just so sweet. And so here I'm going to add some tape runner to the front of this card, and then now we can layer that whole panel there. And this is just looking so cute. I love that it's just so adorable on the front, but then of course you get the big surprise of the rest of the sentiment on the inside. So from our family to yours, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Isn't that just so sweet? I just love the surprise when you open the card, and I love that on the Swivel Surprise, those foiled sentiments fit perfectly, and so do Magic Iris add-ons. So it's such a fun way to add new detail to Swivel Surprise cards, and I love all the beautiful sparkle on this. It's just so perfect for Christmas. And next up, Shari has the cutest card, and she shows you how to make really fun scarves. So take it away, Shari.
So I've already colored my Frosty Family here, but I wanted to show you how I made these beautiful rainbow stripe scarves. So I'm just taking a fine Copic multiliner, adding some stripe details to my scarves, and then I pulled out colors to match that Candy Cane Lane rainbow paper that you see there on the left. I decided to put this in so you could see the colors that I matched to the paper. Now there are a few more colors in this paper than what I used, but I just stuck to the basic 6-color rainbow here. And I just wanted to show you how I made it match my paper. I think this is a fun way to add some extra detail to your images. So once I get all of these rainbow stripes colored in, I will cut everything out with the coordinating dies and set those aside. I'm making a cute little Frosty Family portrait today in the Winter Wonderland window. So I will be using that rainbow stripe Candy Cane Lane paper as my outside border, and then I will have some glittery snowflakes on the inside. So I will cut this panel down to 4¼ by 5½, which is an A2 size card. Then I'm taking that outer window from the Winter Wonderland window die, and I'm just using my grid mat to kind of line it up so I make sure it's nice and centered. I am moving it slightly towards the top so that I have room for a sentiment banner at the bottom. Now to cut my glittery snowflakes, what I want to do, I did cut this piece slightly smaller, so you can see there's some edge there. That way I have some room to kind of shift it around. I'm going to line it up on the back, and then I'm going to line up my snowflake part in the center. So you can see there's going to be a nice border of glitter and the snowflakes inside my rainbow stripe window. So I'll pop out the center, and then I also want to make sure that I go through and pop out all those other little bits inside of the snowflakes. And then once I have that done, I'm going to flip over my rainbow and add my glue to the back of this panel so that I make sure I avoid that nice border of glitter that's around my snowflakes. You're going to see here what I'm talking about. I wanted to make sure I didn't put my glue too close. So I'm using liquid glue because I'm gluing to glitter paper, and I'm actually going to lay a block on this while it dries so it dries nice and flat. For my background that you're going to see through the window, I'm using this ice blue bokeh paper. I'm using the side with these smaller circles. I just thought that this would be a fun background behind my snowman where it looks like it's snowing. So I'm putting that onto a card base, and then I'm adding foam tape all over the back of my window panel so that it is popped up and has some really nice dimension off that background, and we're going to get some fun shadows. This way, my Frosty Family can be back inside my Winter Wonderland picture frame, and it will look really cute. So I'm just going to line this up. I'm using my desk as a way to stack these together really easily, and now I have this beautiful snowflake frame. Now I need to go ahead and dress up my little Frosty Family here, adding their little accessories. So I have my Papa Snowman with his rainbow scarf and top hat. I have my Mama Snowman with her rainbow scarf, and then she has like a little Santa hat. And then I have my little kid snowman with a little toboggan and the matching scarf. I also colored and cut out the little dog and the cat, so we have a full family to put inside of our frame. And then I decided I needed to go in and add some little rosy cheeks to all of them, so that's what I'm doing here. Now that my family is all put together, I'm ready to add them to the frame. And of course, I'm gluing them directly to that background piece. So it's kind of fun because like the little top hat here is tucked behind my snowflakes that are kind of popped up off the background, which is a really fun look. So I have my two bigger snowmen in the back, the little guy in the front, and then I will flank him with a dog and a cat on each side. I love that you can take this stamp set and customize it to your family. There's lots of choices. Now for my sentiment, I cut one of the stitch sentiment banners from some mermaid cardstock to layer across the bottom. And then for my sentiment, I am going to create a foiled sentiment using the Winter Big Scripty Words hot foil plates. So I have a piece of peacock cardstock that I will do my foiling on, and I am going to use some gold foil for my sentiment. I've already heated up my glimmer system, and my sentiments here are upside down. I leave mine connected because I feel like it's easier to pick them up and move them around. I want to put my foil with the pretty side facing the hot foil plate, then my cardstock, and then the two top plates that go on the glimmer platform. I've run that through my die cut machine, and now I can peel away that foil and I get that beautifully foiled sentiment. And bonus, when you foil them together, I also have a Let It Snow, and I could cut that out and use it for another project. So I'm using the coordinating dies that cut out the Winter Big Scripty Words, and I'm just lining that up with that Be Jolly sentiment. I'll hold this in place with a little bit of removable tape, and then I will die cut that out. And as I said, I actually cut out that Let It Snow and put that away to use on another project. So how pretty is that beautiful gold foil sentiment? Now I can add my sentiment strip along the bottom. I'm using some liquid glue, so I'm gluing it directly to that frame. And I am kind of overlapping the bottom of the frame a little bit. But this is going to give me a nice solid place for my sentiment to go, and it will make it stand out really nicely. This is just a fun little trick when you have a busy pattern paper like this to create a place for your sentiment to land. Now for some embellishments, I thought I would cut out some stars using the sequin mix die out of some metallic cardstock. I used the smallest stars and the medium-sized stars, and I'm just going to sprinkle these around like I would do any kind of sequins or embellishment, and just glue them down with a little bit of liquid glue. And since there is a lot of glitter on this card, I didn't add any more. I let that snowflake frame be all the shimmer, and I just think this turned out so cute.
Oh my goodness, Shari, this is so cute. I love their rainbow scarves and that gorgeous snowflake window. Oh my goodness. And next up, we have some incredible cards by the design team, and this one by Elena just makes me smile. I love this big family portrait that she created. It looks like the cutest snowman selfie. I just love how Grace used the giant Merry Christmas in the background and layered the snowmen around it. Oh my gosh, it's just so beautiful, and I love the little snow dog too. Yeah, Nan's Snowman Family is so sweet, and I love that night sky snowy background she created as well. It's just, so much fun. This card by Maureen is too cute. I love the slimline style and how she combined it with the snowball fight stamp set to create the cutest little scenes for these snowmen. So here she's got her cute little snowman family at the top, and then this fun snowy scene at the bottom. I love that they're throwing the snowballs. It is just so cute. Megan used Spooky Forest backdrop to create the most beautiful wintry scene for her adorable rainbowy snowmen. I mean, this is just so cute and sweet. This card by Elise is just adorable, and I love her snow cats and all the fun colors that she used. And then here is the card by Audrey that inspired me to make mine today. It is just so beautiful. I love the colors. Here, Tammy added her cute little snowman family onto a slimline card, and I think this is just so sweet. I love these guys on slimline style. And then this card is so much fun with a fun custom Henry sentiment at the bottom. And then I love Letitia's card with her cute little cat. I mean, isn't that just so sweet? Oh my gosh, I love this Frosty family so much, and I cannot wait to see all of your Frosty family cards, so make sure to share them with us. Thank you so much for watching today, and I hope you have an absolutely amazing day. Bye!